Hi, welcome back to Pixieboo. Today's makeup tutorial I'm going to do for you is of Taylor Swift. Lots of you have been putting on the Facebook page that you would like us to do a Taylor Swift tutorial. So that is what I'm going to deliver for you today. I feel like I'm very close to Taylor Swift because last month, or a month or so ago, she was in Norwich for the Radio 1's weekend, and I have just been to Nashville, which is very close to where she's from. So I feel like had we have been there at the same time, we'd probably be besties. Unfortunately, we just keep missing each other. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. Hope you enjoy. So I've already moisturised my skin. I'm then going to take a little bit of this new Makeup Forever HD foundation. I have picked a couple of colours because there's actually 40 foundations in this new one. And there's so many colours, I just don't know how anyone will choose. We've done a blog on Pixieboo blog to try and break it down a little bit for you, but there's just so many, I think you have to go into store to choose. So let's get started, let me see what it's like. I'm going to use an Expert face brush to work that into the skin. So this is a lighter coverage than the original Makeup Forever HD. Lighter coverage, and at the moment it looks a little bit more dewy. But I'll wait and tell you that for definite in a minute once it's worked into the skin, because sometimes they set a little bit matter than they look as they first go on. The colour that I'm using is 130 equals R330, so equals 330, and the colour is R, which means it's got a slightly more pink undertone. They come in either R or Y, which is probably a more yellow undertone. So that bit's straightforward. They also come in 3 different tones, so there's light, medium and tan, I think. I might be wrong. Check the blog. I'm then going to take a little bit of MAC Select Cover Up. This is an NW25. They seem to be lighter than they are than the rest of the foundation. So an NW20 is really, really light in this product. So I'm going to just pop that under my eyes. So you can see that's a 25, and you can see it's like the right colour. But I would never normally be a 25. I like this concealer because you put it on and then it sets, so it doesn't move. I think this concealer is great for people that suffer from blemishes or a little bit of acne, because once it's on, push it onto the skin, it's not going to move. So the concealer goes after the foundation, and it just goes anywhere that you feel that the foundation hasn't covered enough. I'm then going to move on to the brows, and I'm going to take a little bit of Schumaray brow pencil in hard number 9, and I'm just going to, it's getting a bit short, that pencil, so I'm going to put the end on it. Just going to shape the brows a little bit. I lost a brow. No. Once I've got a rough shape from the brows using the pencil, I'm going to go in with a brow eyeshadow, or a brow shadow. This one is Anastasia Medium Ash. I'm going to take a brow brush and just going to run that over the top, just so it picks up a little bit of the brow product and kind of sets that a bit matter. Because I find that sometimes if you just use a pencil, it can look a bit waxy. Now Taylor doesn't make her brows the focus of the look, so the brows are actually just quite arched. They're not really, really super thick, they're just arched quite high here. I kind of love Taylor Swift. When I saw her at Radio 1, she was just fantastic. She sounds so amazing live, and she just looks like a really nice, cool girl. She must be if she's best mates with Ed Sheeran, because he's pretty mellow. So the brows aren't overly done, they're just nicely done. Next I'm going to take an eyeshadow. This one is by Mud and it is Wheat. And I'm just going to run that over the lid so it makes that matte. And I'm just using that to take away the oils that may sit on the surface of the lid. And I'm just going to say that Taylor wears lots of different types of makeup look. I'm just going to do the one that she generically wears the most. So if you want me to do a slightly more smoky eye of hers, because she does wear her eyes in a certain way when they're smoky, then I can do that. If you want, yeah, that's probably the only two looks that she does. So I'm going to do the liner one for you today. I have got this Topshop Magic Liner. This is a really good product. And I'm just going to actually start from the bottom lash line and pull up, because Taylor always does it underneath as well. So that is then going to give us the nice shape to start off with. It gives you a guide of where you're going to go to. Now I've been using a new Estee Lauder one of these, and it is so good. I can't wait to show it to you, but it's not out yet and we're not allowed to show it, but it's so good. I think it comes out in August. So I'm just going to pull back. So it's given me that lovely flick there. Okay, then I'm going to take it on its side and just slowly and softly, using the side of the brush, get that as close to the lash line as I can. It's hard to do when you have to sit so far away from the mirror. Because normally when you're doing something like this, you'd be so close to the mirror so you can see exactly what you're doing. But for a video, you have to sit a little bit further away. But I think that's pretty nice. Hopefully when I've done this, my legs will look like Taylor Swift's as well. She has got the most amazing legs. So nobody's eyes are exactly the same, so just persevere with it and do really slight gradual motions to get them to look the same. I'm then going to take a little bit of eyeliner pencil. This is a Kohl. This is actually by Joan Collins. If you haven't seen the Joan Collins video, you have to watch it on here. And I'm just going to take that in the top waterline. Just to make that a little bit blacker, because I don't like when you can kind of see flesh. Okay, mascara. I have got a little bit of Provision by Urban Decay. Let's pop lots of that on. I'm going to put false lashes on as well, because it's needed for Taylor Swift look. I'm then going to powder the skin. I have got this Hourglass powder, and there's 3 different in there because Taylor Swift's skin always looks so radiant. So in here you've got dim light, incandescent light and radiant light. And I am going to use all 3 of them in different places, I think. So I'm going to take a nice small, this is one of our Real Techniques ones, and this is a contour brush. And I am going to start off with dim light, which is a little bit darker. I'm going to take that just around the hairline. So it's still going to powder the skin, but it's still going to allow it to be really nice and glowy. And then taking a little bit of radiant light. And lastly, I'm going to use incandescent just on the top of my cheeks, and you can see how that one's a little bit lighter. But very subtle. Take that through my brow bone a tiny bit as well. Now Taylor doesn't tend to contour too much, but I have got a little bit of Smashbox contour, bronze and highlight, and I'm going to take a little bit of the contour and the bronze mixed together and just take it a tiny bit through the cheekbone, not too much, because it's not about that. Sometimes she contours more than others. And then I'm going to take my base shadow brush and a little bit of the 2 again and just pop that through the socket bone. Then lip and back to lashes. For the lip, I have got Laura Mercier Ruby Lip Liner. Now, Taylor Swift's lips are just epic, but they're such a difficult shape to get. Hers are naturally like that, so for me to get my shape like that is going to be difficult. I think her lips are a very similar shape to Zoella. If you watch her, she's got that kind of real bow, and it kind of almost, this sounds really horrible, but it's not like a jokery kind of thing. It's really beautiful how it just turns up at the corner. Jokery makes it sound horrible, but it's really lovely. So I'm going to start with the top shape. So get a little bit of a bow at the top. And go around, and normally what I would then do is I'd go in from the underneath and pull round so it opens the lip up, but I want to make it close the lip a little bit. So I'm nice and full by going around here. But then I'm going to keep with there to follow the lip down, so I'm not opening it up so much. And then it's nice and full at the bottom. And by going so full at the bottom, it makes that stand out even more, that it curves in. Right, I'm going to colour it in so I can get a rough idea of the shape. And I have got a Laura Mercier Seductive lipstick. Now I tried a few, and I had a look at a few lipsticks, and this is the one that I thought was probably the most accurate. It's that kind of pinky undertone. I hope the camera picks it up. Before I finish, I'm going to take my MAC concealer pen. This one is an NC to NW20. And I'm just going to, got red all over my hands, I'm just going to draw around the lip. Because she really has a definite lip line, which means that they put concealer around the outside. So I'm just going to make mine a lot more definite. So I'm then going to take a little delicate brush and just buff that in. So a bigger one to get the outside, and then a little one to buff away what's really close. Then lastly, I'm going to go in with some lashes. I've got MAC number 3 lashes. Now these ones are very spiky, and they seem to be the sort that I see, ooh, drop it, sorry. These ones are very spiky, and they seem to be the sort that I see Taylor wearing. The only problem with them is they curl upwards, so when you put them on, they're quite difficult, so you have to allow the glue to dry for a minute before you even attempt it. I'm a bit more tan than Taylor, sorry. There you go. So there you have the finished Taylor Swift makeup. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed doing it, and I totally enjoyed my time in Nashville. Everyone there is so nice. Such a nice place to go. And if you get the opportunity to go, you should. It was awesome. Really, really fun. It's like being in a movie. It's amazing. So I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Have a lovely day, evening, whatever you are doing. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.